video is probably a little more for myself than it is for my viewers, but I'm gonna use this to keep me accountable and to reflect on in the future. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Sarah. I have lived with type 1 diabetes for over 20 years, and this channel is just about my life with diabetes and handling it and doing whatever you want, even though you have diabetes, because that shouldn't stop you. I just turned 28 on this past Monday, the 13th, so I wanted to make a video about kind of reflecting on my 27th year and looking to the future of what I want to do in my 28th year, and just to, keep myself accountable, write some goals down so that I have something that I'm working towards, and so before we get into that, let's reflect on my 27th year, where I made a lot of ginormous changes in my life. One, I moved across the country from Pennsylvania to Arizona. One of the best decisions I think I've made. It's obviously been really tough. I do miss home. I miss, my family, being able to drive to see them, even though they live like 2 hours away from where I used to live. I miss my mom's cats. I miss, a lot of the familiarity. I grew up in the area that I was living in, so it was like basically what I knew my whole life, and then I completely switched it up on myself and moved across the country. Now, that was definitely one of my best decisions ever. I am so happy I moved. I think it was really good for my self-confidence and just to grow as a human, to kind of push yourself into something that maybe you're not so comfortable with. One of my things that I want to focus on in 2020, I guess in 2022, in when I was 27, is getting uncomfortable with being comfortable, because I think, I'm sorry, I said that backwards. Getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. Yeah, I said that completely backwards. So, pushing yourself to do things that maybe you wouldn't normally do, like moving across the country, or just even going to a meetup group, meeting new friends, maybe talking to someone you wouldn't normally talk to, just doing things that are out of your comfort zone. I find that, I was finding that I was getting a little too comfortable in what I was doing, and I just was kind of humdrumming along on a straight line, where I was I need some excitement in my life, something to change, so I moved across the country. So all that to say, my 27th year, that's what that was filled with, was moving, and I think, again, it was one of the best decisions that I've made, and I'm so glad that I did it, and so far I'm loving it, but I am still eager to see what the summer is like out here, so we'll update you guys maybe in the fall on my thoughts and feelings on that. But yeah, I made some huge changes, and again, I'm trying to focus on being comfortable with being uncomfortable. So that's what I kind of want to bring into my 28th year of life, is continuing to focus on that, because that's not something that you just pick up and are okay, I'm good. It's something that takes time, and you have to kind of commit to it once you start, I feel. I mean, obviously you can not commit, but I'm really trying to commit to being uncomfortable. And that brings me into one of the main things that I want to focus on in, this next year, is making new friends out here in Arizona. So going to different meetup groups. I just found today on TikTok a walking group, and as much as I'm a social person, love to get out there, meet people, everything's great, I find myself having a little anxiety right before I go, and I think oh, should I just stay home and not go? But then I remind myself no, this is part of pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and doing things that maybe you wouldn't have normally done had you stayed living in Pennsylvania. So a couple weeks ago, I went to a trivia night that was a part of a meetup group out here in Arizona, and I had a great time, met a bunch of really nice people who were my age. It was great to socialize, not on Zoom during work. So, but even on the way there, I was I'm not gonna go. I'm just gonna turn around. And then I was no. Keep going, have a great time, decide whether you'll go to the next one after you go to this first one. I wanna, in essence, continue to push myself. So I promised myself I would go to one meetup group a month for the next year, just to keep pushing myself. And you know, when you look at that realistically, that's not a big ask of yourself, just to like go out there, meet people, or it's not a big ask, that's not what I want to say, to just go to one group a month. I'm not trying to go to one once a week. I'm not trying to go to one once a day. I'm just once a month, find a group that you can go and talk to people who are your age. I obviously have a couple friends here who are great, but to just like keep expanding my friend group, I'm gonna try and go to one of these, any type of meetup once a month. That's my big goal for my next year. I really want to, this doesn't have to do with, you know, like being comfortable, being uncomfortable, but we've been in the pandemic for a while, so I really want to like start traveling more, and maybe focusing more on that and not, you know, spending money on material things, but spending money on things that are more meaningful to me, like traveling or going on a day trip to like the Grand Canyon or something like that. Even like little travel trips, like just going around Arizona and exploring. So yeah, I definitely want to travel more. I know I have a couple of work trips coming up, which that'll kind of get that bug, I think, or get that itch scratched, if you will. But the other thing I want to do is to continue to focus on you guys, on YouTube, on Instagram. I don't talk about my day job a lot on my social media platforms, but that has picked up a lot in the last year, so I've kind of Instagram's definitely taken like a backseat. I'm not posting as much on there, but YouTube, I am still posting the same amount. That's different. But anyway, I want to refocus on that and get creative and do tons of videos, tons of good content. I love making YouTube videos. One, for you guys, like you guys leave me the nicest comments, and two, for myself. And if you can hear that, my air just turned off. It gets too hot in here if I turn it off for the video, so I let it play and I get annoyed about it later, but it's fine. But anyway, back to the point of this video. I want to make more YouTube and continue. I feel like I'm on a YouTube roll, which I love. You know, I have a bunch of ideas down and I'm writing out the dates that I want to post them, and then doing the videos, like filming them, producing them. But Instagram, I kind of want to regain control over and like focus back in on my creativity that I had going so well for me before that I kind of lost track of. But I think if I kind of sit down and write down my feelings or write down, you know, my goals that I want to do for the next year. I'm a big believer in like manifestation and like writing things down. So writing down my goals for the next year for YouTube and Instagram, I definitely want to do that and continue posting and continue sharing my life with diabetes. I don't know why I said that like that, diabetes, but whatever. Let's see. Oh, the other thing that I definitely lost focus on in this last year is making healthier choices for myself. So, and a lot of that had to do with moving, and that was difficult. And I was definitely like emotionally eating while I was waiting for my stuff to arrive, because there was all the drama with, I didn't know, you know, if the movers had my, whatever. That's was a whole other video. You can check it out. It's back. It was released in the last year. I couldn't tell you what it was called, but I didn't make the healthiest decisions for myself, so I really want to keep making healthy decisions, continue to work out. I've gotten in a really good like workout groove since moving to Arizona. I want to keep up with that, keep making sure, you know, I'm drinking water and eating healthy. I will say living in Arizona definitely makes you want to be healthy. Like, I want to go for a hike, and I want to like I really want to take a Pilates class. Like, and so I'm going to add that to my list of things that I want to do in this next year, is like take a Pilates class or find a yoga class. I used to do yoga, and it was like the best. It was the best. Like, I had great strength, great core strength. I could even do a headstand, and then I took a break from it for a while. I think the classes stopped. When they started back up, I went again, and I was like, I can do a headstand. Nope, all my core strength was gone. But all that to say, I love yoga, and I think getting in some type of class environment, and again, meeting people, is the key to healthy living and meeting people and having a good time. So that's another thing I want to do, is overall, to sum up all of that, I want to keep making healthy decisions for myself and doing things that will better me, if you will. I really want to explore Arizona more, you know, when I have company in from out of town. I do, you know, take people to Sedona and like drive around, but I want to go places that like maybe people wouldn't think to go, or just go explore. There's so much to see here and so much to do that like I really want to make it a point to make a couple weekend trips, maybe up to the Grand Canyon or to Antelope Canyon. I've never been there, but it's in drivable distance from me now. I mean, like for a long weekend, but I'm like, why don't I just drive up there like and get an Airbnb? I have no problem doing these things by myself. They would be fun to do with like a group of people, but I really want to focus on making those ideas more of a reality and doing them. And hey, if I do stuff like that, I can make great YouTube videos out of them and bring you guys along with me. The other thing that I want to keep focusing on, and this is actually kind of my last thing, is, you know, I just got a paddleboard. You saw a couple videos ago I went paddleboarding for the first time and loved it, but now it's getting a little toasty out. So I really want to go paddleboarding more, kayaking more, and like just do more outdoor activities like that, where when it's really hot, you'll be in the water, so it feels like a little better. But I really, really want to get good at paddleboarding this year. That is one thing for sure that I want to make sure I accomplish. So I'm definitely gonna work on that and probably make a couple more YouTube videos out of that. You guys seem to really love that video. And that's it. I don't really think I have any more, like, these are all personal goals. Obviously have like work goals set out for myself on the side. But I like to keep that area of my life just a little private. So I think that's it. I hope you guys like this video. I know maybe you enjoyed watching it, but this was definitely more for like me to look back on. I think I did this last year. I should actually go look at that and check that out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications bell. See you guys in the next video. Bye!